Hello dear instructors, today I will present environment project from population and resources, so let's start. Policies. There are two types of policy. A pronatalist policy is a policy that is designed to increase the birth rate in the given locality. They are found in countries with very slow natural growth or natural decline as well as in areas with aging populations. An antinatalist policy is a policy which is to encourage people to plan smaller families and reduce birth rate. Here is a brief information of the history of the population in the country, Italy. At the beginning of the ninth century, the territory of modern Italy was estimated to have 19 million inhabitants, and this figure has grown regularly over the century. By the time the Kingdom of Italy was established in 1861, the population would have increased to just over 26 million. However, as immigration slowed and the economy faltered in late 2010s, the Italy population began to decline once more. As a result, nowadays, Italy is approximate to have the same population of 60 million. What is the policy of Italy and how it works? Italy has introduced a policy called the baby bonus. The Italian government is offering a lump of 1,000 euro to couples who have a second child. In addition, women eligible for this scheme in more favorable economic conditions will receive between 250 and 350 euros per month for 6 months before giving birth. Here is information about what has Italy achieved in terms of population growth. Yes. A brief overview of the history of the population in the country China. Between 1960 and 2015, the population grew to approximately 1.4 billion people. China's population roughly doubled under Mao Zedong from 540 million in 1949 to 969 million in 1979 because of one child policy which was implemented in 1979. The rate of growth decreased. Here is a brief information of the history of the population in the country China. As in November 2020, China's population stood at 1.412 billion. Agreeing to 2020 census, 91.11% of the population was Han Chinese and 8.89 were minorities. China's population development rate is as it were 0.59%, positioning 159th within the world. What is the policy of antinatalists of China and how does it work? The reduction in fertility has been achieved by encouraging delayed marriages, longer intervals between births and fewer children. Under the one-child policy, couples had to be 23 years old in a ranch to get married and then ask permission from their boss to work to have a child. What has China achieved in terms of population growth? There is a chance that 400 million births may have been prevented. In urban areas, the method proved extremely successful. The fertility rate has dropped from 5.7 in 1960 to 1.5 in 2011, and etc. Advantages of pronatalist policy in France. Full tax benefits to parents until the youngest child reaches 18. 30% fare reduction on all public transport for three-child families. Pension schemes for mothers and housewives. Child-orientated development policies, for example provisioning of creches, day nurseries, and etc. Disadvantage of pronatalist policy of France. The only disadvantage is an overfull and uncontrolled number of birth rates that might bring results in economy of country, for example unemployment. France's population is entering a progressively critical state with very low fertility rate and a falling birth rate. Brief overview of antinatalist policy. Definition, as I told in the first slide, uh, an antinatalist policy is a population policy which points to discourage births. Advantage of antinatalist policies. Antinatalist policies aim to do the reverse. Encourage people to plan smaller families, lower fertility rates, and reduce the number of births. These tend to be found in countries with high birth rates and rapidly growing populations. Disadvantages of antinatalist policy. So it's the end of my PPT. Thank you for your attention. Hope you will like it.